Alright guys, welcome to yet another boss battle. Today it's gonna be Duel Commander versus Maxtortion. So I talked a little bit about the format as a whole in my previous video. If you didn't check that out, I think you should. There's also a giveaway in that one, so definitely go and give that a look. You know the setup. We pick 3 decks each, we play against each other, and we see who comes out on top. Yeah, so let me just introduce my deck of choice here for the first match. It's going to be Aragorn, King of Yonder. So, a Jeskai card, 4 mana, 4/4 Vigilance Lifelink. When it enters, you become the Monarch. When it attacks, up to 1 target creature can block this turn. So very good at taking back the Monarch. But if you're already the Monarch, creatures can't block this turn at all. So this card, the Jeskai combination, is something where you want to build it as a control deck as a default, but players found out that, playing cheap creatures is awesome with a card like this. When you curve creature into Aragorn, you not only clear the way for removal spells, but you also put on a lot of pressure on the opponent and can finish the job with a little bit of combat damage backed up by cheap disruption, an age-old formula. So what does this deck has to offer? So as I talked about, we have some cheap creatures. We have the Giver, the Mother, Sentinel, just annoying stuff. You have a little bit of Misstep, Force Spike, Pierce, all the 1-mana interaction, basically. All the good 2-drops, all the good 2-mana counters. I wanted to find room for a Memory Lapse, but, couldn't really do it. Let's quickly give this card a read. Denic, Pious Apprentice. 2/3 lifelink. Cards and graveyards can't be target spells abilities, so built in a little bit of graveyard hate. And it has Disturb, which means if it dies or gets discarded or whatever, you can bring it back for 4 mana. And when you bring it back, it's a 3/2 flyer. Whenever one or more creatures are put into a graveyard from anywhere, investigate. So there's a little bit of good, good exchange on combat, a little bit of incidental graveyard hate. What I will say is, it's pretty cool. We get to play 3-mana initiative creature. We get to play 4-mana initiative creature. I did not play the red one. The red one dies a little bit too easily, I would say. But we have Palace Jailer, another engine card, Forthilingus, Fury, very high power level, Force of Will, Force of Negation, the cheap stuff. And all in all, we try and make these decks as lean as possible. We try and play as few, expensive, not incredibly game-breaking cards like Parallax Wave. We try and minimize the total of those cards, I should say. Yeah, I'm not going to say too much else. We have a little bit of spell theme with Third Path and Mentor. I usually call these cards, you get rewarded for playing Magic, because I'm going to be casting cantrips and cheap removal anyway. I believe that will do it for this deck tech. Let's hop on to the next. Okay, up next we have Marath. Marath is a 3-mana legend, and it enters with a number of +1/+1 counters on it, equal to the amount of mana you spend casting it. So with the taxing rule, that means that if this one has been countered or killed once, you play it, then 5 mana, then it enters with 5 counters, and you can shoot or pump with that those counters if you spend mana. Naya has some colors where you want to play ramp, cheap threats, so backed up by the best removal you can offer, so that's what this deck is. This is all the mana acceleration in the world, all the elves, including Utopia, Sprawl, and Wild Growth. It's all the cheap red removal spells, all the cheap white ones, the Givers, and Mother, the Sentinel. The best 2-drops I could think about, because what I did was I just took a random list online and then tweaked a little bit. All of the lists were combo-centric, and I didn't want that, so I added, solid creatures and Spirit Guides, a little bit of removal. Those decks were like Kiki combo, Earthcraft combo decks, but I didn't really want to do that. I just wanted the solid stuff. So I added some removal like Helix, like Oust, like Flame Slash, like Galvanic Discharge. I added some Haymakers like the Dancer. I really love this one. I think Fiery Justice is awesome. I've never seen anybody play it in this format, but I think it's good. Let's see. So I'm basically just putting my money where my mouth is. Marath is basically just looking to play like a Monarch or initiative creature while controlling the board. You can see there's a little bit of graveyard hate here with Lion Sash and Ooze as well. Graveyard is playing some part in the format. And I just hope those guys' mana base were good. Yeah, let's see, I have a commercial district. I think that's the only surveil land that I need to know about. But yeah, other than that, ramp out some good stuff, backed up by cheap removal, and go to town. That's the name of the game when it comes to Naya and Marath. Let's see what I have up for the last deck. Okay, the last deck is going to be Slimefoot and Squee, which is a Jund commander, 3 mana, 3/3. When it enters or attacks, create a 1/1 saproling creature token. That's pretty cool, right? So we play this, we get 2 bodies right away. If the opponent kills it, sure, we can either play it for 5 mana later in the game, or we can bring it back with the activated ability, which says 4 mana, sacrifice a saproling, return this one and another creature from the graveyard to the battlefield, which is quite good. So that means if the opponent counters it or casts like destroy or damage-based removal, we can choose to let it go to our graveyard and then maybe get like a generous end troll or something insane back later. I think actually what I want to do here is I want to remove... I feel like I should remove these 2 cards. I don't think they're very like in the spirit of the game I'm about to play here. Contamination and Magus of the Moon. Nah, I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to keep them. Maybe they're what do you call it? Maybe they're critical for the strategy. I need to read this card. Other creatures are Birds of Paradise. When one or more creatures leave your graveyard, make a plant. Okay, so there's a little bit of token theme going on here. A little bit of birthing potting. I might have to, you know, pull out my deck from time to time. Eldritch Evolution. I guess I can go get Magus for some cheesy stuff. Yeah, there's definitely some stuff here that I'm not confident about, but that should be fun to play. Goblin Bombardment is kind of the same thing. But I guess if we can, you know, make some tokens, it'll be strong. But mainly I like the normal Jund part of this deck, which is cheap discard, cheap removal, ramp, efficient threats, advantage cards like Minsk and Boo, like Adventurer, both Adventurers. Yeah, we have a Living Death in here. That could get my opponent, I guess. I think this is just pretty awesome because I haven't played this format for 5 years, so I guess it's time to relearn some stuff. I do love the combination of, you know, old cards and new cards and smack together, and let's see what we can do about it. So yeah, that's what I'm hoping to get out of it today. Play 3 sweet decks and play against 3 sweet decks. Hopefully have some interactive games, and I can hopefully emerge on top. Without further ado, let's get to the matches. All right, here we have for round 1 of the boss battle, playing against Maxtortion. And he's playing Leovold. Leovold, Emissary of Trust, awesome card. When you try and target the opponent's stuff, he gets value. When you try and draw cards, he says no. So yeah, pretty darn strong. I have a good hand here. I'm only playing blue-white right now with my lands, but I think that's totally reasonable. Interesting which card I should start with. I feel like I should start with Sentinel, maybe? Yeah. Maybe I go Sentinel, because then I get value no matter what. And then hopefully I can use this mental misstep to protect my mother when I play it out next turn. My opponent goes any kind of mana elf. I can mental misstep. I'll pretty happily mental misstep in that case. The stern scolding is a bit awkward. I guess it's going to be fine. Adeline is a good draw. So do I put on pressure with a Johnny, or do I get my protection engine up and running here? I'll actually try and go for the more aggressive approach here. Johnny enters. I get a cat. I hope they fixed the bug, though. I remember I read somewhere on Twitter that a Johnny was bugged if you tried to flip it. Right now I'm in this cool scenario where if I draw land, I go absolute bonkers with Adeline. If I don't draw land, I can still play, you know, Mother, hold up Stern Scolding. Let's see. Okay, it's a cycle. Generous and as a fixer, / reanimate target, I bet. It's always tough with these. Like, I haven't played this format forever, but back when I played, I remember playing Leovold, and that was more of a mana dork into Leovold, hope to cheese the opponent with some draw 7. Obviously, a lot of stuff has happened since then. Here's the Tropical at max. Tutored 4. Here's Tameo. Interesting. Maybe I'll just misstep that Tameo. It's unclear if Mental Misstep is going to be good this game. Let's see. No land. That's unfortunate. So we can get in there with the squad, deploy Mother Runes, accept our faith in the face of Toxic Deluge. Stern Scolding is likely not going to do anything. Let's see. This is good old Leovold. Okay. Good old Leovold resolves. Now there's the threat looming of a draw 7. Speaking of draw, Preordain is terrible in the face of Leovold. So maybe what I do here is I just attack and then give protection to whatever Leovold is blocking. That's probably fine. I think I have to get in some damage here. Where did my commander go? Definitely not in play. Yeah, this Preordain was a terrible draw. Let's see what this does. If I flip this, I don't control a red permanent. Am I interested in flipping? Maybe not. Let's see. Create a cat. Maybe that's fine. So opponent takes 2. Flip the walker. This says another red permanent, right? Yeah, another red permanent. So play that. I guess make a terrible Preordain. There are some lands. I would like those. Thank you very much. So planes on top, fetch underneath. We pass. We hold up Mother Runes here. I'm terrified of draw 7. That's also a good card. Nethergoyf is something I can turn Scolding on the stack, which is very lucky. This card could easily have been, bigger. It looks like my opponent's deck is pretty mid-range. Here's Days Undoing, yeah. That is very, very good for the opponent. Because now my opponent lets me draw this card, and I get 0 cards on the draw 7. So, incredible exchange there for the opponent. Opponent has 7 cards. I can make a cat token here. Drew an uncastable 3. That's atrocious. So, make a token. And I guess we pass. Ooh, that was brutal. Leovold plus draw 7. Brutality. So basically, I don't see how I win this game. I just try and play it out for a little bit of info. I had a very, very, very strong tempo start. Break down my 3rd land. And I guess spent my resources, like Mental Misstep, Stern Scolding, the situational removal. I think you're just supposed to fire that off. I don't think you can say much about that. So I couldn't slam the door. I got bricked by a 3/3, and my opponent combo killed me. So now my opponent can do some shenanigans with the Gyre Reach Sanctum. Let's see. The opponent pays for Demonic Tutor. Yeah, this is this can't be ideal. The good news is next turn I can put a counter on 2 cat tokens and attack with both, right? But let's see. This is probably something that stabilizes Max here. If you resolve a Demonic Tutor in a 100-card singleton format, you searched up a darn good card. Yeah, Abrupt Decay on a Johnny works. Now, all of a sudden, I think I have to play aggressively with my stuff. Just force damage. Land? Yeah, this sucks, because now, sure, I get in some damage, but I'm tapping my Mother of Runes in order to let the cat stay alive, and I think I'm supposed to do that. Throw black. Pass the turn. If I could have snuck in a True Name here, I might actually be able to do it. But I think this will be too slow. Maybe if I have a clutch spell snare rather this turn. Yeah, this has Toxic Deluge written all over it. I can smell the Toxic Deluge from a mile away. No, this is not Toxic Deluge. What is this? Harvester. That's amazing. That card is amazing. Okay, so we can move on to the next game here. Harvester. My opponent surely provided misery there. Okay. Demonic Tutor for Harvester. I think that's a first across all formats. So yeah, Max Demonic Tutored, then cast the Abrupt Decay, giving up as little info as possible. That's amazing. All right, so what do we have here? We have some good cheap interaction. Ortheolingus is pretty sweet. I think what I'm supposed to do is go turn 1 Arid Mesa, even though that deck might go land pass. But then I just, play my Triumph turn 2. I think that's fine. I have no idea if a card like Stifle is played in this format. If I knew more about the format, maybe I would fetch prematurely here. Let's see what Max has cooking here. Birds. So let's see. Can I do anything cool sequence-wise here? So sure, I can mana type this card, but I don't think I'm supposed to do that. I think I'm supposed to oust that card, but then I don't have mana type up next turn. That's the problem, though. That is the problem. Okay, so let's fetch. See if we have Meticulous Archive. That's fine. And then, do I want my 4th land? My 4th Eolingus. So the thing about this land is, if I draw this land and I draw land number 5, the turn after it, it's bad. But if I draw a couple of spells, it's very good. It's the good old thing, right? So what I'm going to do here is go Triome Pass, set up the fast land for the following turn. Hopefully, hopefully ManaTide Leovold here, but that's me dreaming. Looks like my opponent's playing this pretty smart. The opponent has instant speed stuff to do. Lightning Bolt is good here, but I think the Oust is better to unload. Bolt actually kills Leovold later. Let's see. Generous and cycled. I think I'm heavily disadvantaged when I'm not, like, on the board. But I can't, if my opponent neglects to play Leovold, I don't think I can afford to just play into 2-mana counter. I think that would be very bad. I'm hoping for some kind of sequence here where I get to trade with my stuff and make the, fourth Yolingus. Unfortunately for me, I think the same logic applies for Max. He can't afford to just play the Leovold into this. Then I resolve my Aragorn, and what are we doing? Halfling. That card is fine. So I have Max on 2-mana counter here. Let's bolt this Halfling. And then I have to look at this card. At the beginning of combat, okay, so 3/3 Haster. I could also go 4th Yolingus, Mana Tithe, whatever. 2-mana counter. Is that a 1-2 punch I'm interested in making? I would say yes. Stormseeker. Let's see. That's just a 3-mana guy getting in there. But what's good about that is I can actually brainstorm in response to a Leovold. Okay, I'll try this. Max has played this very well. Because now he can hold that counter and use a random removal spell on this card. Or just take some damage. Healer's choice, really. Abrupt Decay. Okay. Abrupt Decay is annoying. I'll just pass here. My opponent goes land Leovold. I'll have to brainstorm a response with a dead Mana Tithe. Looks like... Is this our lucky day? Can it be? Is this our lucky day? Max with no land here needs the misstep or the daze. I guess Force of Will do it. Yeah, that's brutal. My hand is mono draw spells. So let's see. What if I go Aragorn? Doesn't really do much, except it's a must kill. Terrible situation. So what I could do there is with the Yolingus for 3, but that doesn't do anything either. This Leovold just shuts me down. I've never been so destroyed by a Force of Will before, because the ideal scenario arises, but that doesn't let me unload my Brainstorm because I'm tapping out for that. Yeah, when I imagine in this format, if your opponent resolves the commander and you can't do anything about it, most decks are just gonna, lose, or in that case, win, right? So what's my game plan here? Max is obviously gonna kill the Aragorn, take the Monarch, Put it in command zone. Yes. So now, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to race with Ortholingus. And I don't even get any value from getting back the Monarch. Land would actually have been a good draw there. Am I racing? Attacking for 6? Maybe I'm supposed to race here with that true name. Ah, let's try. Let's try. I'm not completely sure here. Attacking for 6 is not nothing. Max needs to attack, which makes his defense weaker. I'm attacking for twice as much. If Max is not developing the board and holding up mana, sure, he might be able to counter the true name, but he's losing on board. I think that's kind of my only out here. That there's some friction between him holding up mana and him developing the board. And then I can kind of punish whichever direction he does not go. It feels cool. It's this format is awesome. Like, so much little stuff going on, and I know most of the cards, so it's basically just putting the cards in a new context, if that makes sense. And that context is hard. I'm not very good with new stuff. I need infinite reps to be good at something. So right now I'm just exploring, which is pretty cool. What is this? Some Expel that I don't know what is. Green Sun Zenith for Dress. Okay. I have no idea what you would be playing. Green Suns for 3. Endurance. Sure. So the opponent's the Monarch. So if I draw land, Aragorn is absurd. I don't draw land. But yeah, Aragorn is absurd with creatures in play. So reasons to attack here is basically only forcing through damage. So I don't know if that's good. If I'm attacking and getting through for 4 damage here, yeah, I should probably do that, though. Brutal. Actually, I'm preordaining here, second main. If I preordain second main, I'm not bluffing anything, but Max could be, you know, a little bit of desperate, so maybe this is good. There's a land, so I can get rid of 1, keep 1. That makes my Aragorn next turn a must counter, I would say. Unless Max manages to clean up the board. Like last game, that was a brutal 5-drop. The Harvester, I sure got harvested last game. Let's see what this is. Enters tapped. Okay, so tap Reflecting Pool. 3 mana until end of turn. XX. Huh. Is he running tapped? Reflecting Pool? That can be a 3/3, maybe. That's weird. That is weird. Is there some combo here? I don't think so. Let's see if Max has a counter. I think I misread that card. That was not strong. Because I thought this just made Yeah, when it attacks, all the other stuff is unblockable. Okay, so it's not like play that card out, everything is unblockable like with a trigger. Let's see what this is. Opposition agent. Sure, I can't shuffle. Or search, rather. True name my opponent down to 6. My opponent needs removal for Aragorn, otherwise it's over. My opponent needs to close me out or deal with True Name before I swing 2 more times. My opponent does not have any great... Yeah, okay. So maybe I just take this damage. Yeah, I feel like I take this damage. Sure, the opponent gets 1 more card on end step, but it's better than blocking, giving my opponent 2 cards in the main phase. And I'm looking to close out this game. If Aragorn lives, I'm closing out the game now. No, wait a minute, that's not true, because I'm not the monarch. Magic's too tough. So I can make Endurance not be able to block. Okay, so my opponent needs some removal. I can go like this. Okay, so I make Endurance not able to block and attack for lethal. Oh, yeah, I didn't expect to win this game. My opponent needed to draw some crappers. Like Agent didn't do anything. Skullclamp didn't do anything. Zenith for Endurance was low impact. Some tap lands. I was very lucky to emerge from that game, like with Leovold staying in play. I don't even know what this is. Add Prismatic Piper. I'm not gonna press that button. I don't want to blow up. Don't want to blow up the match here. All right, game 3. Max is now on the play. I've been pretty lucky drawing, some good tempo card, tempo cards like Misstep, Mana Tithe, 1 mana removal, etc. If I remember correctly, that was just the name of the game in a format like this. Having the cheap stuff. I can keep this hand. Like, on the draw, this is not good. I'm going to have to, do a little bit of bluffing on turn 2. Take out the Triumph. Yeah, this is not strong. I guess I have the Reprieve. Let's see. This is another one of those. Do I want my 4th land? I'm ready to get told that I'm supposed to get rid of a land like that because I will naturally get to my lands, but I don't know. But the good thing about this hand is I have some flash stuff to do if this becomes a draw-go situation. If my opponent starts developing stuff that is not the best for me with this hand, maybe I can set up a good situation with, turn 3 click, turn 4 end step, Emperor, clear the way when it comes to like counters or whatever, because this is a removal spell, and then maybe take over the game with Jailer. But I'm not sure. Demonic Tutor. Demonic Tutor, your favorite card. Demonic Tutor. Very, very strong. It's kind of interesting with the ban list in this format. I didn't make up my mind. I don't have any strong opinions, but when I scroll the ban list, it is kind of funny. Some of the stuff that's on there. So now, am I supposed to respect Opposition Agent after seeing it last game? I think I am. So maybe if I go something like Fetch Volcanic Island. Oh, buddy, you're up. So a classic Demonic Tutor target here, from my experience, is something like Force of Will, where you basically force through your Leovold and make sure nothing busted happens. So I'll definitely keep that in mind. My opponent likes the top card. Skullclamp is alrighty. Skullclamp seems like a weird one in my opponent's deck. I mean, it's still just a fine card for, combat, but I have it haven't seen the cards that are awesome with it. So funnily enough, here I will fetch Plateau and pass the turn. A little bit of agent respect. So now I guess I wait for my opponent to make a move. Just like Max is waiting for me to make a move. And I think the good thing is I have some flashy guys. Oh, Mystic Sanctuary, baby. That's what you love to see. Mystic Sanctuary. Put Demonic Tutor on the top of the deck. Come on, Max. Let's see it. Oko. Nah. Don't do that. My opponent forces it through. I can, like, tap out for March. Interesting how I should play this. Hieroglyph is a good one for later. So what I could do here is go Seasoned Pyromancer, because that card loses a ton of value if Leovold is in the mix. My opponent could deal with it, that's fine. What could they do? Stern Scolding, Force Spike. Maybe that's why I played this and discard the bluff. Maybe my opponent's setting up for a 5-mana play Leovold, hold up 2-mana turn. That would be cool. I feel like I have to play something here. I feel like I can play around Force Spike without giving up too much equity here. So I discard the Spiral Bluff and I don't know. Spiral Bluff and maybe Vendilion Click? But maybe having like Hieroglyph and Jailer is too much. I don't know. Tough call. Loose Focus is a good one. Only problem is I'm going to be naked this turn. Really want to find my 5th land. But I wanted to play around the Force Spike, and I didn't want to hang on to a land over these spells. This is the classic problem with Seasoned Pyromancer. When you're banking on drawing a land and you don't do it, that's not the best. Okay. Oko hits the field, makes food. So I think before my turn, I'll march the food. I might get Force Spike, but I think it's very important in this spot to use my mana. March the food. Land. Parallax Wave is not bad. I'm not sure I'm beating this Oko, but I have some instant speed stuff to do. Loose Focus is a very good safety valve because of the Replicate. I can't really... Let's say I replicate it onto Leovold and my opponent's counter backup doesn't work. Another food. I also feel like if I end step a card like Emperor, I can force my opponent's hand, so to speak. Let's see what this is. Speaking of Emperor, okay. That card is not too impressive, I would say. My opponent can exile a card from a graveyard. Exile Vendilion Click. Sure. So worth noting is my opponent keeps up 3 mana here. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, more tap land. Keeping up 3 mana, what does that mean? And what did the opponent tutor for way back when? Okay, here's Skull Clamp. I feel like that's fine. I feel like my opponent's trying to get me with, like, Leovold Twister on the same turn. How do I play around that? Maybe if I go... Let's see, Brazen as a flyer doesn't work. I have so many funky cards in my hand right now. So many 4-drops and a 4-mana commander. Is my opponent's hand force blue card Time Twister? Or Days Undoing, rather? Let's see. Put a counter on. Put a counter on. Attack Oko. Brazen this. What if my opponent counters? I think we take that. Don't think I can afford to lose to the Time Twister thing. Okay, no Time Twister thing. Or no 2-mana counter at least, so... Okay, land is a good one here, but it doesn't... Oh, it does, actually does help me double spell a little bit with the Brazen. So, play that. Attack Oko. So I'm actually fetching here again because of the darn agent. Go for basic island, that's totally fine. The thing is, I could resolve some stuff here, but I don't think that's good. My opponent did resolve Demonic Tutor. Wait a minute. Okay, so he has another Demonic Tutor in hand. I don't know. The Oko is buying so much time this game. Now he's making that into a 3-3, which is annoying, yet beatable. There's also Lay of the Hydra over there. It can become a creature. Yeah, these games have been pretty darn awesome. Some games have been about the commanders, and this surely isn't. Okay, Psychic Frog is a good one as well. Now, the end step Brazen is going to be quite good. I think my opponent's on Protect Oko plan. Brazen Borrower end step. Does this have reach? No, right? It's trample. Not even trample, okay. True Name is a good card. So now my opponent needs to discard 2 cards to Frog to give it flying. I think I take that. Trying to kill Oko dead. Can my opponent afford to discard 2 cards? It looks like it. Okay. Okay. So, still not quite sure what the opponent went for with that Demonic Tutor, which feels like way back in the day. Yeah, this is okay. So now I think I have to play True Name. I don't love this. I've been delaying these 4-drops forever, and either of them are incredible. The good thing about this is my opponent's not getting through the True Name with Psychic Frog. And whenever there's some hole in the plan, so Here's another DT. Can't remember what the opponent can go and get here. But basically, this Parallax Wave is just so strong whenever the opponent tutor for something, then goes for Surveil Land. The opponent has the best card in their deck in hand. Is that the darn Harvester? I don't know. Is that the darn Harvester? Here's food. Could be Tox. No black. So no toxic. Skull Clamp onto that one. Sure. What is the opponent cooking over there? I feel very good about this loose focus. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So if my opponent has, yeah, I'm still so scared of losing to that card. The Days Undoing. Tagoko. Pass. Hold up Emperor plus loose focus. Jeez, what a game. What a game, what a game. Pretty cool debut to Duel Commander. I hope you guys like it as well. Oh, is that the big boy? Yeah, it could be the big boy, the Harvester. Here's the Harvester of Misery. So if I lose focus onto that twice, that should be good. Excuse me. Same targets, yes. So now the cat's out of the bag when it comes to Leovold. Preordain, sure. So let's see. I'm probably playing Parallax Wave on my turn. Let's see if my opponent's willing to exile the yard to draw a card with Frog or force a chum block. Well, not force a chum block. Parallax Wave is also going to be insurance against the draw 7 stuff. Let's just chum block here. That's fine. I'm actually going to respect a card like Spell Pierce or whatever here. Let's Parallax Wave some guys. Tokens that aren't coming back. Maybe because it's a big weak to play around like Force Spike and Spell Pierce on that card. Maybe I was supposed to, get an extra 1/1. I feel like my opponent has Demonic Tutored one more time, but maybe the first one was Oko. My opponent wanted to use that as a punching bag while setting up, but I'm not sure. Maybe this is the second DT target. Let's see. Grist. Okay. The Grist is a card that can really churn with Skull Clamp, so I might have to take a hit off of Psychic Frog here. I don't think that's the end of the world. Hieroglyph deals a ton of damage. There's Prismatic Vista. Take a hit or chum block. I'll try and limit my opponent's draws here. I don't know if it's a good strategy. Let's see. I did give up a free 1-1 by playing around soft counters. Maybe not the best. Here's Jite that I don't think is a very strong card right now. My opponent has 2 cards. Which card should I go for? What about Palace Jailer? Let's try. Try and jail the frog. That card is gone. Play Jite. Attack for 5. Oh, I forgot my opponent's Grist. Let's attack the Grist. I think that I can have some cool situation now where if my opponent does like Leovold broken things, I can exile that in response. If my opponent doesn't, I can exile my... Oh, let's see what this is. Akinuma. Okay. My opponent can now clear my board, but this is where the synergy comes in. Let's see. So now my opponent will go Harvester. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. They can also go Leovold. That's kind of annoying. Which card should I return here? With Parallax Wave. Let's see. Harvester, kill my stuff. Parallax Wave on... I'm giving my opponent a lot of cards here. Okay, let's try on the Jailer. My opponent harvests some dudes here and can play out Leovold. That's a bit annoying, so I will have to, let's see. Maybe I just... Oh, right. Okay. Forgot about that. Forget about that one. The land getting in there. So no Leovold. The opponent gets back Frog. That card is gone. Land? That is a land. So now I go... Apparition. Kill Frog. Hieroglyph. Heal a ton. Pass. So many game actions this game. Neither of us have played our commander. This is just... this is a lot of game actions. Brainstorm. So Max is looking for something a little bit over the top to do here, which makes a lot of sense. I feel like I was supposed to hold this Pyroglyph and play Aragorn, actually. Having this in play is better, and having this as in hand is better, because of, like, the Flame Tongue Kavu mode on it. Here's Command Tower, the best fixing in the format. 4, 5. Is this the big Zenith? Is this Questing Beast? Under Mountain Adventure taking the initiative here. That's awesome. Sure. And now Leovold? Leovold it is. So, for Reflecting Pool, let's equip the Jite. So I feel like if let's see. I put Jite on there and attack with everybody, is that good? I have Emperor to... Maybe everybody's bad. Maybe this? I don't know. Let's try. Maybe it should have been everybody, actually. The time is kind of freaking me out here. Let's see. Cast Emperor, put a counter on. First strike. I take the initiative. Search a basic. And yeah. That's game. Wow, what a match. That was a pretty big grind fest here in the end. I didn't play my commander all game. I have no idea if I played this correctly. I feel like I played okay. Max kind of seemed on the back foot during like having a lot of poor draws into the mid game. And I was able to capitalize. So yeah, that was match 1. Let's see what we have up next. Don't go anywhere. All right, match 2. I'm playing Marath, a Naya mid-range deck, and Maxtortion is playing Philia, which is, I assume, mono-white aggro. I don't know how many white aggro cards you can actually play that makes your deck, you know, having a high individual card quality, but I will say this commander is awesome, and especially lines up well against my commander, because if this card gets, you know, phased out or whatever, it's not the most exciting card in the world. Guide of Souls is a good one. Let's see, maybe I fetch Taiga and... kill it? I think that's fine. I can Pyrokinesis later. I'm sure I can find another red card. Famous last words. What I could have done was let that card stay in play and then use that Pyrokinesis to 2 for 2 the opponent. Maybe that would actually have been better. Yeah, so I think with how that transpired, I'll play Sylvan Library because that digs for a red card the best. Yeah, the more I think about it, I should have just developed a tap land. This turn, go Sylvan. My opponent flashes this in. I go Pyrokinesis, pitching Flame Slash, killing both. Yeah, I think that would have been better. Ooh, the opponent has the good curve. If I do that, my opponent plays White Bloom on an empty board, which is obviously not great either, but, I mean, yeah, this is just absurd. Now my opponent can blink the White Plume. Yeah, what a curve. That's amazing. White Plume is probably one of the best cards in this format, and with this curve, looks like it's incredibly tough to beat. Here's Oust, which is not bad. Oust, just that. So I can go oust that, play. Yeah, that's probably fine. Let's see, put that card on top. Pay to keep this, maybe. I'm really trying to dig for a. I'm really trying to dig for a red card. So fetch, deploy voice here. Let's see what I'm going for. How much double white do I have? Probably enough to go for Savannah. Green, white, voice, pass. My opponent's already trapping me here down to 7. Attacking me down to 4. Wow. Stoneforge. Yeah. I can't beat this. What if I go... If I find the red card and I go Pyrokinesis, the white plume, attack and get the initiative, then I have to deal with Batterskull later. Here's Bombardier. Fury. Is Fury the... No, I'm shuffling my deck here. I have to remember that. So maybe leave Fury in my deck. Yeah, I think that's better. Let's see. So... Questing Beast, Pyrokinesis, the White Plume alone. I highly doubt I can win this game. Let's see. I have double red. I have double white. So let's go for one more white. I have the initiative, but I don't have much life to play around with. My opponent has a factory. My opponent has a Batterskull coming. So even if my opponent wanted to, they can just get the initiative here, draw an extra card. It does cost 2 mana, though, activating the factory. Allen. Yeah, now my opponent can put me to 1 if they want to. My opponent puts me to 2, draws a card. And then I have to find an answer for the Batterskull. And I need to not die on the following turn. All right, that does not answer the Batterskull. Boo, boo, boo. Okay. So I think I could have played my Pyrokinesis a little better. But overall, that was just a tough draw to beat. All right, let's go. Down a game here. Up a match, but down a game. This thing looks great. White Plume Adventure. Great as ever. That is very true. So this hand lets me go turn 2 Marath. And I have Plow for the dog, so that's fine. So let's see. I'm going for some kind of green because I'm playing Elvish Mystic. Probably Savannah by the looks of things. If I go Taika, then I can go white Duel here. I also go Plateau out of that one, so I'm fine. Let's go Mana. Elvish Mystic. Arkham's Astrolabe. That's interesting. There must be some artifact synergy in that. Ah, I guess you just blink it with the dog. Okay, so it's just insane. All of that stuff, figuring out the small details. I'm gonna develop a Marath here. Let's see. Plateau. Yeah, plateau time. Green, white, red. Marath, Will of the Wild. So basically that is a must kill from the opponent. Otherwise it controls the board like a champ. Nice Lightning Helix. Develop land. Attack with Marath alone. And I think I just pass here. I'm really not in a hurry. Skull Climb is obviously absurd for later, but not needed right now. That resolves. That gets helixed. Let's see if my opponent has the annoying, whatever it's called here, the shoal. If that's the case, I feel like I just remove 2 counters from Marath and kill the dog. Maybe I just do like this. And 1 activation. Return to command zone. Fizzle the spells. I still have a Plow and Caves of Cares Adventurer, so my 1-2 punch next turn is pretty absurd. Max will need something incredible to win this game. Let's try a good old adventure. If my opponent has a flash creature, I can plow it. Sure, let's go for 1 more planes. Pass with plow up. No play. Yeah, that's brutal for Max. So no sorcery speed play, no instant speed play at 4 mana. That's that is curious. So now I feel like I should just try and improve my draws a little bit. White Plume. Sure. Don't mind if I do. So basically I want to attack with this. If my opponent kills it, fine. We kind of have the opposite situation here. Other runes, great draw. Let's see how my opponent feels about that. I'm tapping like this because of the card Reprieve. But if my Swords to Plowshare somehow gets reprieved, I want double white. Now I'm stashing. Max really needs something here. Oh, I think, yeah, I could have played the Skull Clamp there. Oh. Yeah, maybe I just accept this. I don't think I'm supposed to plow that card. Maybe something like Parallax Wave is how Max wins this game. Or, you know, doesn't lose this game right away. Parallax Wave it is. So I will respond by plowing, and then I don't really care what happens with the creatures if the dog is gone. Let's see what this is. Okay, yeah. Okay. I had the nuts, and I won. Impressive. So let's see if we can dodge getting run over here on the draw. I have some good combat cards like Fury, Pyrokinesis, Fiery Justice. I think if I have either of those in my hand, I'm going to be in good shape. But I guess just a couple of spud removal spells goes a long way. The green muscle cards are quite good. So let's see. I can power out some stuff later. That might be good. So obviously, this is a keep. I can go turn 1 elf and take it from there. Ooh, Max with the no 1-drop. That's actually something that makes me believe. Windhorn. So if I hit my land drops, Stimulant Spirit Guide is a good accelerant. If I don't hit my land drops, it's a bad accelerant. So let's see. Here's a not very good card. Knight of Autumn. Yeah, so I guess what I do here is I go play Mystic, play Skull Clamp, kill the Shepherd. I think that's reasonable. Kind of saying, well, I wasn't attacking anyway, so I guess I'm not giving up too much info here. Dog resolves. Dog gets plowed. I'm now hoping that I can kill something with Knight of Autumn, but sending this guy in is definitely not bad. Also, I have Marath with extra activations. Here's Recruiter. I wonder what card my opponent's going for. If my opponent goes something like Solitude, I guess I'm Marathing. Marath is pretty amazing with Skull Clamp here if I can get going. Making the 1/1s, drawing cards, just winning the resource race. Let's see what this Recruiter goes and fetches. What can I do here? I can go Marath, make 1 token, clamp it away. Okay, that's not terrible. And then if I hit my land drop there, then I have 3 draws to hit my land drop. That's pretty strong. Draw step and 2 more. Okay, so Solitude it is. Solitude is a good one. Discharge. Maybe I force the issue on Solitude. So cast Marath. Let's see. Make a 1/1. Try and kill the 1/1. So now my opponent can either... Okay, they don't draw land here, which is awesome. And now I can pass, and I can make another token, or... Maybe I'm supposed to kill the Recruiter before something weird happens, like... I don't know, Restoration Angel or something. I don't know. I'll try. Kill the recruiter, hold down my opponent's board. I still have a Marath. If my opponent does not kill it, it represents a something I can clamp. If my opponent does kill it, I can play it again. 4-mana Cataclysm. That card is amazing. So I get to keep one. Oh, maybe it's not that amazing, actually. Okay, so what am I keeping around? An artifact. Easy. Maybe it's just elf. So maybe keep elf, keep plateau, or taiga. Okay. One. Yes. So now my opponent needs to solitude the Fintorn. They go to 3 cards. Huh. Okay, we might have a game here. Some kind of weird game we do have, that's for sure. Cataclysm. That card is annoying, but I guess it synergizes with the like attacking with the shepherd, exiling some random creature. Yeah, okay. I draw land, so we're still in this game. I'm just 1 land away from being able to play Magic again. I have removal for the first thing that touches ground. Giver, yep. No land. So I think this is about whoever gets where they want to be here. Land-wise, who gets there first? Not me. But that, I mean, I have some good stuff here. The minute I draw land, I have some stuff to do. So I'm hopeful here. Max with nothing. So that Cataclysm was kind of desperation mode. Oh, I don't have white. Okay. I have green and red. Can we do it? Max found the land. Here's Thalia, which is kind of funny. It doesn't do too much here against my plan. Misty Rainforest. Amazing draw. I'm just going to bombard here without sacking it. Broadside. We're trading damage here. That's totally fine. I could fling the clamp, but I think it's too early. I want the flexibility for later. And maybe this is also slowing Max down. Who knows? Let's see what this is. Plow, oust, Sunland. Thalia stays back. Unclear what that means. Mother of Runes is a decent draw. What does that mean? Staying back with Thalia. Star Commando? Maybe? Star Commando should be a good shout here. So maybe if I go fetch Savannah, play Mother of Runes. Equip Broadside Attack. I think that's fine, trying to put the pressure on here. Removal? Oh, this looks like some March stuff on Bombardier. I'm actually gonna equip onto the Mother of Runes after this. Another pitch here. That works. Not sure. Not sure what I think about the no attack from the opponent. Put it down to one card. I draw land here, which is very strong. Endurance. Endurance is not terrible, but it just looks like I have better stuff to do. Okay, let's get rid of Endurance. Now my opponent needs an incredible follow-up. It looks like they don't want this Crystal Vein. I guess it enables Philia, Arid Mesa. So there's some kind of race going on here that I don't really like. Red, green, white, something. Guess the Dancer. I will equip it with Skull Clamp. And try and get in there for 3. Or for, for 5, rather. Is 3 toughness. Okay. Is my opponent willing to crack this Crystal Vein to cast Healy end of turn? I don't think so. Okay, never mind. So now my opponent has some kind of plan because of how Helia and Thalia works. Thalia is then a 3/2 first striker on defense. So now I suspect I'm supposed to go see, we can fetch, go Parallax Wave, white, green, white, Thalia attacks. My opponent needs an answer for that card right away, I feel like. Oh, the Thalia didn't grow. The Philia grew. Okay, so get in for 5. Protect my creature and make sure my opponent doesn't do anything nasty in the meantime with the Parallax Wave. So many small oversights here, it's actually kind of funny. My opponent can now blink their own Thalia to unlock whatever 4-drop they have. Which I feel like I should have done something about, actually. Yeah, I should have blinked the Philia here. That was stupid. Obviously, with Cataclysm gone, who knows what it could be, but I'm just giving my opponent a chance to unload some stuff here. Okay. Didn't look like my opponent needed it. Now I guess I'm happy I didn't do it. Scalding Tarn, not amazing. I'll try and get in for 5 here, put my opponent to 2. My opponent's not willing to chump block yet, that makes a ton of sense. Green, white, something. So, Dungeoneer. Can't see myself losing here with Parallax Wave and the initiative going. I can go get Mountain here, that's totally fine. Then I go play, let's see, tap for white, colorless, Lion Sash. And you may go. Here comes something. Samwise. Okay. That was the opponent's last card. Yeah. I don't know if I played this well. I guess I just had good tools. My opponent had to play a Cataclysm. I was able to recover pretty smoothly. I don't know. I don't know what to say about this. I feel like I didn't play optimally. I have this commander out here I could have just played a while ago. For the second time, make it a 5/5 that can ping. So let's see. I don't think Max can do anything here. Attacking is bad. Dying on the backswing, etc. All right. That does it for the second match. And up next is the third and last one. And there's the Graveyard Hate. 3 mana draw card. All right. Next up, third and final match. Don't go anywhere. All right. Third match of the boss battle. I'm playing Slimefoot and Squee, a nice Jund commander, versus this seemingly mono blue, but what do you know? On the backside, it's also green, so Max has cheated some good green cards into the deck, I'm sure. This is a Zero Lander. I'm gonna mulligan. This is a good hand. I'm gonna keep. So against the deck, Voidwalker is not the best, so let's just get rid of that. I added some stuff. Like, the versions I found were a bit more combo-centric, so I've cut some of that stuff. Let's see if it pays off. Here's a fetch for Bayou. Turn 1 Arbor Elf, turn 2 Lelia. Couple of good black 2-drops. Can't complain here. When you have better stuff to do than your commander, I assume that's awesome. Living Death. Yeah, I don't know what that card is doing in here, actually. I'll have to find out. Let's go Lelia. I feel like against blue-green, without much quality removal available, that card could be insane. Kind of tough to deal with. Hasty Boy, good damage, good card advantage. Not bad. Living Death. Yeah, I wonder why that is awesome in this deck. I mean, this is kind of Reanimator-ish, but I don't even play, like, Unmarked Grave, Persist, Archon, stuff like that, so I don't know. Minskin Boo, that is a good card. I guess we just attack with Lelia, see what's up. Nice Sheldred I can't cast. Maybe pass the turn and Bowmaster a little bit. Yeah, that's good. Crack the clue. Crack the clue. Come on now. Crack the clue. Maybe I just play out the Bowmaster here. That was annoying. Play Leah send back to my hand here. I couldn't keep up the pressure. When you skip your land drops, it's tough. Oh, here's Oko. Okay, that's a good magic card. Let's see. Maybe the opponent can, yes, exactly, turn the clue into a 3/3. That's good. The opponent's not scared here. I like that. Land? What's no land? That's a darn on Earth. Hmm. Maybe just the Lelia? Yeah, I'm kind of on the back foot here for missing my land drops. Um, that's how it goes, I guess. I'll try and hit Oko. If I hit a land here, I'm a gangster. Black Source. I wanted the Black Source here because my opponent blocks and I can unearth it back. And I kind of had a good double spell turn. But instead, we go like this. Another dead card off the Lelia trigger. This definitely Max's time to pounce with me missing land drops. Oko is pretty insane, turning those clues into 3/3s. Can Max even keep attacking with the Tameo? Yeah, sure. Seems like a decent combo, and now he can sit behind counter magic. There's a mountain, which is way too late. So am I supposed to bait with Unearth and then resolve my commander? Is that how it works? Let's try Unearth on Lilia. What's this? Negation? Let's see what Max is cooking here. Ooh. Replicated loose focus. That works. So now I can either go Bronco or Slimefoot. Here's my commander. Unfortunately, I'm a bit ahead here. Behind rather, not ahead. That's for sure. So now my opponent can take my Slimefoot unless I double attack. I guess Max can still do that. Here's a Surveil land end of turn. Pretty nice. Max is on a healthy 11. I can easily feel this is not my normal kind of magic. I love what's going on. It's just so much to process. I hope it's not unbearable to watch. It's a lot of the cards I'm used to playing against, but there's this underlying factor of the commanders. How much did they cost now? What is the opponent playing alongside that commander? So yeah, so incredibly complicated. Cameo keeps trucking. Let's see what this is. Lauren revealed. Flip the Tameo. Okay. Mm-hmm. Attackers are now smaller next turn. Sure. So my opponent can give me a clue and take my commander, or turn it into that one. Okay. Hmm. So now I can probably resolve some stuff if I wanted to. Minsk and Boo is a good one. Really good at attacking, especially Oko. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Play Minskin Boo. Power up the hamster. Attack Oko. I'm attacking with a 3/4. There's also this weird scenario where Living Death becomes a good card. But my opponent has randomly a Gilded Drake in the yard, which is funny. Cameo's now at 6, so I don't have infinite time. If my opponent starts to attack my Minskin Boo and do some good blocks. Let's see if we have a Surveil lane in here. I don't think I want more land. I'm good, thank you. Draw step land, not ideal. So let's see. If I boo away the Slimefoot, I can bring that back alongside a Bowmaster. And do what exactly? Is that good? It's uncounterable. Let's see. Maybe I have to keep this one from ultimating. What if I attack with Slimefoot? Is that tough for the opponent? I don't think so. I'm trying to attack this 6/7. That's good stats. Requires some stuff here from the opponent. Repeal is a brutal card here. Bronco. Snare. Draw from Peatland. Land. Okay. Looks like the good old Tameo into Oko could prove too strong here. Next turn, I think I'll just try and resolve that Living Death. That's kind of my way to win here. If Living Death resolves, that's amazing, but doesn't look to be the case. Make a hamster. Draw. Troll. That's actually insane with Living Death. Put -2 on the stack here. Is this Stifle? Hmm. So now I'm checking my opponent for a hard counter. Casting Living Death. Spell Pierce. Yeah, I think it's fine. My opponent's going to draw the whole deck here, or half of it. The opponent did well here, protecting the queen. When it comes to the Tamiyo, the Oko, it just shows if you can protect your advantage that kind of keeps coming, whether it's the initiative or it's walkers, you're going to have a good time. Let's see if we can have a good time here. Down a game, everything to lose. Let's try and avoid that. This hand is fine. Turn 1, Elves of the Deep Shadow, and then some stuff here. Some anti-graveyard cards that aren't going to be too effective, but the blue-green deck, you can kind of overwhelm it early. That's my my perception anyway. Let's see if we can succeed doing that. Like, turn 1, Elves of the Deep Shadow. Turn 2, maybe just go for the commander. I think that should be cool. We will be taking some damage here off of the elf and the Lucent Forest. Probably not an issue. I'm not sold on this card. Masked Vandal. Diabolic Intent. That is a demonic tutor. Let's keep that in mind. Green, red, black. Slimefoot and Squee. When it enters, make a Saproling. When it attacks, make a Saproling. So that could get out of hand quickly. Now I'm basically putting my opponent in the same spot as last game. Putting on the pressure when I'm on the play. Forcing my opponent to have interaction that deals with the board. And then interaction that deals on the stack. Diabolic Intent. Wish I knew this deck better. Tutor for contamination. Is that game over? Could be. Here's a Tamiyo flip. So can I even double spell? Next turn? I don't think I can. Oh, I can. Okay, I can go Diabolic Intent Emperor. That's cool. Opponent flips a Walker here. That's also cool. That's very good against the Saprolings. Not getting out of hand. Tropical Bowmaster. Very nice card. So let's attack Tamiyo for 2. Play Diabolic Intent. Hold up Bowmaster. This is basically another demonic tutor. Really awesome. So let's find Contamination. That card is game over against the deck like that. If the opponent can only produce black mana, I don't think they can do anything. That resolves. So now I'm basically trying to bait my opponent into thinking that Orcish Bowmasters is amazing. Let's see what this is. Okay. Interesting. Sure. Let's cast Bowmaster. Yes, I'm pinging Tamiyo. These 1/1s don't do much. And now I go Contamination, Deathrite, and attack, right? Yeah, can't attack. All of those guys get minus. So now what I can do is I can sacrifice my commander and play it again later. I can even put it in the yard. Let's see. Sacrifice a saproling. I can just go to sacrifice, command zone, draw the land like a champ, but I don't have black. I just remembered. Okay, so I guess we keep playing. I do have an attacker here. This is where things can get a little bit complicated. So, play Emperor. Play Void Walker. Pass the turn, I guess. My opponent can animate Factory. The next turn I'm attacking with a creature with power here, creature with power here. If my opponent has a way to interact with the Doughty, the Doughty Voidwalker, my opponent might be able to cameo. I'm not sure what that would be. Let's just see, I guess. We can sacrifice Orc Army, draw Lightning Bolt. Unfortunately, that doesn't do anything. Exile a card from my opponent's yard. Actamio. We both get minus. That's fine. I can then adapt this card. Get in for more damage. I think that's worth it. I don't think playing the Vandal out makes much sense. Okay. Pass. This is not the most exciting game, to be honest. Like, this is just a Blood Moon type card that's trying to win the game against a non-black deck, basically. I also have Magus of the Moon for the same kind of effect. It just doesn't work against that deck. Yeah, I mean, things can get out of hand, but as I just showcased, tempo is a thing against that deck. Like, you can get under it with some efficient threats. This hand is red-green, but it has a Cycler, and it has the darn Contamination. I feel like this is a mulligan. It's very sad that I have to mulligan because of I have 3 lands, but I can't produce all my colors. That's kind of sad. This is way better. So this White of the Reliquary doesn't look that strong. Maybe I just get rid of that. Sacrifice. But maybe that's sick. Let's see. Turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 that card, turn 3 Commander. So maybe we get rid of Fable. That's actually funny. But this is a good curve, so I think it's correct. Very scared about the Stifle. I think the fact that deck can go turn 1 Tameo every game, I think is amazing. So let's see, what are we going for here? We can go for Badlands. Hopefully clear the way here, but let's see. Thoughtseize. Disruptor Flute. So basically that card is saying, easy now, buddy. You can't play your... It's like a Meddling Mage on the commander-ish. Maybe we take that card. Can I accept getting... Yeah. I'll get Tanglewire. That's fine. But it is a good card, actually, Tanglewire, when you have inconsequential stuff like Cameo and Clues. That makes the card asymmetrical, which I enjoy a lot. When it's passing here... Am I supposed to do anything fancy? I can go get what? I can go get Taiga. That's probably fine. Playing into Stifle here like a chump. Black, green, white of the Reliquary. That card is not insane or anything, but it is like a good... It's curving well, like white, Slimefoot, Sheldred, so what can you do? My opponent decided to sacrifice. So that means they haven't... No, they don't have another play. Okay. So they just made the Tanglewire slightly worse. I guess that's how you value how much you value your mana. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. I think it's potentially optimal to not crack that clue in order to have more mana later. So now I can go Bayou, Arbor Elf. Tanglewire goes to 3. Tap Clue, tap Wire, tap 1 land. That's acceptable, but if my opponent did not do that, maybe they would hold up Cryptic Command this turn, so not free to dig 1 card deeper. Can't remember how many lands we saw. Well, my opponent does have the Tropical. The Wire is gone, Island is gone, Flute is gone. So now, because my opponent cracked that clue, they're missing an attack here. Ah, maybe it's not the end of the world. Let's see. Tap. 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 Grist is a nice one. But my opponent has Cryptic Command, so there's that. Guess I attack here. My opponent can't pump the factory. Am I supposed to try and get the Cryptic out of there? With the Grist? Going sack Arbor Elf. I guess I can't. I thought it was untapped land for a second. Can I get any fancy lands? Looks like Shifting Woodland is a fancy land. Other than that, I don't think so. Malcolm end of turn. Okay, so my opponent had some good plays lined up. My opponent had Malcolm plus potentially activate Factory. But here it's Malcolm plus Crack Clue. If I played any good spell, it was Cryptic Command. So yeah, the opponent's really doing what they want to do in this game. This has been pretty exhausting, not gonna lie. Playing 3 decks maybe was too much. Maybe it's better to just play 1 deck and play more matches with that one. But yeah, I'll do that more in the future. Going to sense the team here. Holding up Cryptic. I need to draw something like Discard Spell, maybe. I'm gonna withdraw on the discard. What is this? This can't be good for me. If my opponent has something better to do than the cryptic command. Flipping Tamiyo. That's not bad. Not bad at all. So I guess now is a good time. Let's see. Let's see. Is there anything here that makes a creature? No. I guess I go for some selection. Maybe theater is good. What is this one? Sacrifice a desert. Exile target creature card with mana value X from a graveyard. I can make a 4/4 black zombie. How many permanents do I have to tap? 2? Brutal. Maybe I just go for, where was it? The theater? Tap 2 lands. Yeah, this is okay. Now, tap 2 lands. That one. Sure. Attack Tamiyo, offer the trade. No, this is not even a trade. This is a terrible attack by me. Terrible attack. Terrible attack. I forgot about the -1. I remembered it the last couple of times. But here I just suicided my creature. So my idea was basically that my opponent would go shields down, but I don't think it's worth sacrificing my creature for. Here's Pyrogoyf trying to kill Tamiyo. But the thing is, my opponent can just replay Tamiyo if they want to. I do have the biggest creature in play, but my opponent has a full grip, cryptic command, building a Malcolm. Yeah, I feel like the decks I've played, they all look pretty strong. I'm not sure about the Marath one. That's probably more complicated than it seems. But yeah, this one just seems so strong if you can build your deck in a way where you don't have the bad cards. I really love this card. And then you just use the reanimation as, the land cyclers. Stuff that incidentally ends up in your yard, stuff like that, right? But I don't know if stuff like the reanimation stuff, Archon, Unmarked Grave, Persist, Survival, maybe that kind of stuff is legal and that makes it worth playing in this deck. I'm not sure. Malcolm cracks in there. Mana Leak gets discarded. Come on now. What's this? Shark Typhoon pass. That is not usually a card that you beat. So, tap a land. Goblin Bombardment. Yeah, I don't know about that either. Maybe it's good with the Saprolings. Who knows? So I'll go... This smells like Force of Will to me. I will say that. No Force of Will. Crack in there with the Pyrogoyf. So now my opponent's Cryptic Command is not only a counter and a draw, it's also a create a 4/4 flyer. But let's see if we can give Max a run for his money here. This does look like an upkeep answer for Sheldred. Any Legacy or Vintage player will have this play in their arsenal. Deal with Sheldred on upkeep before getting drained. Cryptic, bounce it back to my hand, get a 4/4 flyer, draw a card. Gotta love it. The Goblin Bombardment is a card that can kind of finish the job with the Saprolings that Squee is making. But that's one of the cards that's on my, win more watch list. That's basically what I did the last time around when Magic Online had a dual commander format. It was 1v1 commander. And basically all I did was I took other lists and then I cut all the win more cards, and then I just turned into this hyper efficient, only the best individual cards, and I won a lot. So I might do that as well with this format, but let's see. The combos could be way better than I give them credit for. Like the Kiki stuff out of Marath and the graveyard stuff out of this one. But let's see. There's Brain Search. That card is definitely not something you want to cast with Sheldred in play, so cool stuff here. Draw 4, put 2 back. Pretty darn powerful, if you ask me. Now the opponent has so much flying damage that it seems incredibly tough to win this game. What can I even do here? Something like drawing a small creature. If I draw a 1-mana creature, I might be in this game. Flame Slash might also keep me in this game. I think I'm supposed to Flame Slash. Yeah, Flame Slash the big one. Don't force me, bro. Can't beat Force of Will or Mental Misstep, for that matter. Mental Misstep too strong. So my plan there was to Flame Slash that, play Grist, make a 1/1, play Goblin Bombardment, use that to kill the Malcolm, attack for 5, and, not be dead. Alright, that'll do it. We had some insane games, and Max got me in the end here. Cameo seems like the deck to beat in the format, so I'll definitely have to check that one out. Try and tweak it a little bit myself, try and figure out how to beat it. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. We decided to both, start to play Duel Commander without too much preparation. I just found some deck lists online and tweaked them, and yeah, I liked most of what I saw. I definitely have a lot of work to do, but yeah, I'm very interested in the format. And if you are too, thanks so much for watching. And I'll make sure to make more Duel Commander videos in the future. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time.